Dream or reality? The nature of dreams and reality. In this video, we will learn dreams may help us understand how much of our lives are dictated and predetermined by unseen forces, be they genetic, environmental, or societal. As discussed in other videos, our dreams are created entirely by our minds. Everything in a dream is a creation of our minds. We are the consciousness watching the dream because consciousness never goes to sleep. That is why you remember the dreams. The mind creates the dream from our past experiences and genetic makeup. Because the mind, the ego, is always worrying about the body's pleasures and the body's future, it creates these dream scenarios based on patterns from our experiences and genetic makeup trying to predict what pattern is going to appear next. In that endeavor and acting from the subconscious, unconscious, the mind goes berserk with fantasy and imagination. That is why sometimes we have weird dreams. So, the mind creates a character in the dream, so consciousness can experience the dream through the character, much like when we create a character in our minds, a personality, during waking hours to deal with society. Dreams are great guides for unveiling our real causes of our desires and aims. We remember dreams as a story or movie, which makes it easier to reflect upon potential hints of what the dream is about and how it relates to our conscious life. We may find out why we dream what we dream and why we make the choices we do in waking life. So, how random or unpredictable are dreams or even our lives? The bad news is that 99% of all events that will take place in our lives are predetermined if life continues without any conscious intervention. The good news is that, to a certain extent, we can change that. But there is only one way to change the course of events as discussed in the end of the video. This perspective does not diminish the value of our experiences, but enriches our understanding of the human condition, encouraging a deeper contemplation of our existence. The reason that our lives are predetermined by past events is that history, genes, environment, and hormonal influences leave an imprint in our nervous system, body, and mind. These modifications are imprinted in the cells of various tissues, including the brain, and play a critical role in what happens in our lives. For example, epigenetics created by the influences of our environment mess with almost everything. They alter gene sequences, thoughts, emotions, and behavior by creating these imprints in our body's nervous system, biology, and brain. The imprinting of memory, habits, genes, and other traits in our bodies and brains is a multifaceted process involving genetic, epigenetic, neural, and psychological mechanisms. These imprints are determinative for the development and functioning of organisms, influencing everything from physical traits to behavior, cognition, and emotion. The blueprint of life that dreams reveal through their patterns serves as a rehearsal space, a place where the mind navigates different scenarios that reflect our deepest fears, desires, and the inevitable events of life. This reveals the patterns and constants that guide our waking life, hinting at a preordained path. The freedom to choose, a cherished illusion, begins to fade when we recognize the patterns and constraints that govern dreaming and waking life. Our lives are a series of predetermined events cleverly disguised as choices. For example, during a dream, we don't have control of how the dream unfolds. Dreams arise from the subconscious mind, where they weave narratives that parallel our waking reality. Similarly, nor in this waking life do we have any control of how our lives unfold. Like in the dream, everything that happens in our waking lives happens because of what happened in the past. So, This video will challenge the notion that our dreams are free-formed, as we have believed so far. It will show that during the time we are awake experiencing the so-called reality, we are dreaming. If we investigate, we will wake up to understand that we are actually experiencing a dream while awake. Similarly, then, our conscious life, when we are awake, is not spontaneous and free-formed as we like to believe. Our waking life has all the elements of a dream. In the dream, everything is predetermined because our mind creates it based on experiences that are based on memories and cause and effect. That is why we are just watching, helpless to do anything to change the dream at night. Similarly, in this so-called reality, things happen based on cause and effect. Everything is predetermined exactly as it is in the dream. In most cases, we can do nothing about how our lives unfold. Within the mysterious landscapes of our dreams, choices seem unlimited. Yet upon waking, we're confronted with the reality that something had created the dream. That something is nothing but cause and effect playing movies in our minds. In both dreams and reality, we're led to ponder if we're ever truly in control. Every choice, every dream, is not a product of randomness, but of a predetermined sequence based on what took place in the past. Here are some examples that are often cited in philosophical and scientific debates about predeterminism and a lack of free will. Genetics. Many aspects of our traits and behavior have been linked to inherited genes. Our DNA may predetermine factors like personality, health, appearance, talents, and more. That is why some people live longer than others. Environment. Things like our life circumstances, upbringing, socioeconomic status that we have no control over can profoundly shape our outcomes, strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities. What can I say? Some people are born rich, huh? Brain chemistry. Science suggests things like hormones, neurotransmitters, neural pathways may regulate our emotions, cravings, and decision-making in ways we can't consciously override. That is how drug addicts are created. Laws of physics. On a cosmic scale, the clockwork nature of matter following laws of physics like gravity, thermodynamics, etc., points to a wholly determined universe with no room for free will. For example, the formation of our solar system was determined by the laws of gravity, motion, thermodynamics, and other forces. Neuroscience. Technologies like EEG and fMRI show unconscious brain activity precedes conscious decisions, suggesting we don't have free will over our actions. Researcher Benjamin Libet used EEG to detect brain activity in participants as they decided to press a button. He found that the readiness potential, brain activity associated with preparing to act, occurred about 0.35 seconds before participants felt they had consciously decided to press the button. Predictability. Studies show things like consumer habits, voting behavior, and other choices can be statistically predicted with high accuracy based on demographics and psychology. For example, Target's data mining algorithms assign each shopper a pregnancy prediction score based on their purchases. By analyzing these scores, Target can predict which customers are pregnant and market relevant offers like cribs and diapers. The illusion of choice seamlessly connects our dreams to our waking life. Our perceived choices are actually outcomes of an intricate web of prior events and conditions. These influences and factors do seem to statistically stack the deck before we make decisions of our own volition. Our dreams are not random because they must follow general guidelines from memories and experiences of what happened previously in our lives. Much like AI machines, our minds work on patterns of behavior to come up with a likely scenario of what will happen in the future. Our mind does not invent dreams on its own. Dreams are based on our life experience. Our minds are desperately trying to predict what will happen in the future based on patterns of what happened in the past. This parallel suggests that the choices we perceive in the waking world may actually be guided by an unseen script, much like the narrative of a dream unfolds without our conscious input. The seemingly random and voluntary choices we make are actually the result of predetermined factors, such as our subconscious desires and external influences. This sheds light on why we dream what we dream and why we make the choices we do in waking life. Our subconscious mind, which governs our dreams, operates under its own rules, often revealing desires and fears we're unaware of. Our conscious decisions are also underpinned by unseen, predetermined forces. Dreams, in their bizarre and unfettered narratives, might actually be offering a clearer picture of reality than our conscious interpretation of our lives. They serve as a metaphor for the deterministic forces at play, where despite our efforts, certain outcomes are inevitable. Every event or decision is the inevitable result of preceding events. The choices we believe we make freely in our dreams are, in fact, influenced by a chain of subconscious events beyond our control, as is the case when we are awake. Lessons from our dreams offer a blueprint for understanding the complexities of human behavior and decision-making. It implies that the seemingly random events in our dreams are not only a reflection, but also a continuation of the deterministic nature of our waking life. Dreams often play out scenarios beyond our control, mirroring the deterministic nature of our waking life. So, we can gain insights into the predetermined paths we tread. Dreams, in their boundless complexity, reflect the myriad ways our lives are shaped by factors beyond our control, serving as a vivid illustration of the underlying deterministic forces at play in our daily existence. In both perspectives, we are not fully in control of our lives and destinies. In a dream, we are part of the mind's dream imagination based on causality. In conscious life, we are part of the causal chain of physical forces. Just as dream characters have no independent free will because we act according to the dreamer's imagination, similarly, in conscious life, we have no ultimate free will and are imagined into being. We create a character in our minds, by our minds, or determined by antecedent causes. Actions in a dream follow narrative logic, not free choices. Similarly, our waking life actions follow causal logic, not uncaused free choice. Recognizing that free will is an illusion allows greater compassion for others' predetermined actions. Our sense of self, the character we believe we are, and free choice are Maya, or illusion. We are chained by the gene, social, and chemical imprints in our body and brain. The power of the energy that permeates our bodies at the time of enlightenment burns all imprints and cognitive structures that chain us to our deterministic fate. When we wake up to recognize life as a dream, we will become self-realized. From that state of self-realization, we will have free will, free from the chains of karma and determinism. Created by Elias Stasinos. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.